Today was the first full day I've had on the campaign trail for just over 4 weeks. As many of you would already know, unfortunately my mum had a brain bleed just over 4 weeks ago, and obviously since then I've been focusing on my mum. She fought valiantly for almost 12 days, held on to life, but unfortunately her 88-year-old body just couldn't hold on any longer, and eventually she passed away. We buried mum just over a week ago. And as with any celebration of someone's life, it's a happy, sad time. Incredibly sad to lose my mum. I lost my dad almost 18 years ago, and so incredibly sad to lose my mum. But at the same time, it was a real celebration of mum's life, and she was an absolute character. She was a real goer, and just a real spirit. And you saw, even till the last day, the day that she had a brain bleed, she went to mass that morning, she had some coffee with some friends, she was around at my place in the afternoon. 2 of my kids are still in Dubbo. She was talking to them, she was talking to me about my campaign, about what things she could still do. She wanted to come back out on the campaign trail with me and go and visit people as she had done before. And she went home that night and had a brain bleed, and by 2 o'clock the next morning there wasn't really a lot of brain activity left. And she hung on, as I said, for 12 days or almost 12 days, but eventually the body gave up, and that's to be expected. And I think in some ways the way mum died, she died quietly at home. That would have been the way mum would have liked it. I don't think she would have liked to have been stuck in a nursing home, because she was such a goer. She still had a driver's licence. She loved to get out and talk to people and visit people, and I wonder where I get my ability to talk and my ability to communicate with people. And I only had to look at my mum for 5 minutes in any crowd, and I saw that's where I learnt my skills in being able to talk to people. But it's life moves on. Mum was very keen to see me do well in this campaign, this election, and she would have wanted me to get back out there. Hopefully most of the family items have been sorted now, and we've still got a bit to go through that process, but again, life moves on. So today I was back out in the campaign trail. I went and visited Baker Swamp today, Cundumble I went and saw, people, not just the locality, obviously people in Cundumble, people in Baker Swamp, people in Wellington, and I've ended up here in Arthurville at the end of the day today. And again, it was a great day, talked to lots of different people, and it's interesting, when you go down to the extreme edge where Cundumble is, just near Urimbla there, the extreme lower end of the electorate, a lot of those people there do identify more with Orange as their central locality. So I haven't heard much talk about amalgamation lately, but amalgamation came up as one of the topics today, and so that was interesting to have a bit of a discussion around that. The museum in Wellington came up as an issue in terms of the discussion around the museum and the possible relocation of that. But again, it's a great community group there, and those people are very focused and very committed about making sure that museum continues on in Wellington, and there's some great history there, and I heard some great stories today about some of the history in Wellington. And then I end up here in Arthurville, and there's some good community spirit out here as well. Some people out here have been organising some, they didn't call them mental health days, but they did reference them as mental health days, but just community get-togethers to talk about farming and talk about things that can be done better, and just knowing that people are there for each other. And that's a really nice thing. And I thought back about the whole process with mum dying, and it is so nice to have people around you and people there for each other. And I'm lucky that I live in a very tight community, and I've lived there all my life, so there were lots of people around. But I can imagine for farmers, when they're going through tough times, whether it be with drought, whether it be with issues in their family, then I can imagine it's sometimes hard to see other people around you. And so again, community groups organising some of those days where you go along and actually get together as a group, I think that's really important. So that's my day today. I look forward to getting back into it and really getting back on the campaign trail and getting the momentum going back on my campaign again. This has been Mathew Dickerson, your independent voice.